Well, let's now get an update on this story from our reporter Mweli Masilela, who's following that story for us. Once again, a very good morning to you, Mweli. It is now, 8 minutes after 8 o'clock? The school bell would have rang at around 8 o'clock. What do we know about learning and teaching and whether that has been affected by this decision by scholar transport operators not to transport children to school today?
Altrin, I can tell you now that it's not only the parents and learners that are not happy with the current situation. We're also not happy with the weather here because it's now raining heavily and it's telling you that there's a lot of problems. But let me just bring in a parent, Altrin, to tell us about her frustration in as far as this matter is concerned. Her name is Stefina Mangaye. Make siyabonga kakhulu ukukhuluma nathi. Nawungasichazela ukuthi kwenzekani manje njengoba bayasho ukuthi amabhasi akekho niphatheke kanjani njengabatali?
Thina siphatheke kabuhlungu. Ngoba abantu bethu nje bayanethwa nokunethwa bajike endleleni and abasi-inform ukuthi kwenzakalani. Le ndaba le ibhlungu ngoba abantwana inkolo zivuliwe, abanye abantwana bayafunda bona bafunda abantwana bethu. Inhlupheko le esibonayo yamabhasi la eDoronkop phase 1 until phase 2 nasemaplazini akunabantwana abaye esikolweni, abanye batry uhamba ngenyawo bayajika. Njenginethwa imvula bengihamba nabo abantwana banethiwe manje mase kumoshakala incwadi zabantwana abantwana bagule ngendaba ye-transport government uthini mase sihlupheka kangaka.
Siyabonga mama ngakhululeka. Altrin, government uthini? What is the government saying about this current situation? Earlier on we heard from Mr. Skosane as well as some members of the SGP addressing the learners, telling them to go back home because of the lack of transport. And what they are saying is that this is not the first time this is happening, and they are concerned because one of the most affected schools here, Kulu Combined School, is one of those schools that performed very well in last year's matric, and they are saying that it looks like if this situation continues, learners will obviously be affected. But of course, Aldrin, later on will speak to some of those scholar transport service providers who are complaining about the issue of government failing to pay them on time. They are saying that they are not able to pay drivers in turn, and also creditors, especially those who are providing them diesel to run their buses. But also later on, Aldrin, we're expecting to get a comment from the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport as to what is it that they are going to do now about this situation, because what we get from the ground, especially from the SGP and some of those service providers, they are saying that most of the time the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport is not willing to come to the party in as far as this issue is concerned. So at the present moment, there's no schooling and teaching, at least at this particular area where we are. The learners have been asked to go back home because of the lack of transport to take them to school, Aldrin.